kick, a regather, a try for the Melbourne Genius.
Pappenhausen accelerates onto the ball, shows it as if he's going to kick it, and then just slices through.
Now Slater again. Oh, Slater is carving them up.
He's not just a big body, he's quick, he can move, he's evasive.
Back inside for Slater. Billy Slater will score. Hello, welcome to Billy's Breakdown for round 4. Billy, you're down their sideline at Amy Park. Big win for the Melbourne Storm in Sunday footy. And Pappy, he's back, 4 tries.
Yeah, it was 44-0 down here in Melbourne, and Ryan Pappenhausen scored 4 tries. Isn't he a great little player? He's just always in the game. You see him, deliver the pass to Xavier Coates and then continues backing up on the inside. Here, Harry Grant gets out and he's punching a hole like we'd see Cody Walker do, and always in the picture. He was sweeping in behind Jerome Hughes there just in case the kick went through, and then as soon as Jerome got the ball, he just sprinted up there in support, and here he goes through a hole, steps the fullback Matt Duffy, and he is one hell of a play. There was actually a play in the first half defensively on the try line. He actually created an overlap defensively. He worked that hard that he got on the end of the line as a winger and created an overlap defensively. So he's always in the game, no matter whether they got the ball or they haven't. He had some sort of day today.
Yeah, of course, he's been close to Origin before. It was only really injury that stopped him from getting a jersey for New South Wales. He's got, ironically, his old teammate Nico Hines is probably his main rival at the moment for the Blues, number 14. We're lucky to have some great fullbacks, Billy. Kalen Ponga is amongst them, but there has been some contention that Wayne Bennett flew to Newcastle to speak to him about joining the Dolphins.
Well, you just get the feeling that the Dolphins need a big catch. And if they could get Kalen Ponga, you feel that they will get 2 or 3 after him. But I think the first one is going to be the hard one to get because they've got some soldiers on the ground. Felice Kafusi, the Bromwich brothers, Mark Nichols has signed up there, Ray Stone. They got the soldiers there to create a good work ethic and some good standards, but they need a big fish like Kalen Ponga. So I understand why Wayne Bennett would head down to Newcastle and try and entice him to go up there to Brisbane, but you just get the feeling that they need that big fish to create that flow-on effect.
As the old song goes, Billy, should he stay or should he go? What do you reckon?
Oh, it's a big ask to go because they're going to have to develop from the ground up, the Dolphins, and I think I don't like the term rebuild or building, but they haven't got enough players at the moment, so they need players. I'd be staying in Newcastle if I was Kalen.
All right, well, that's your Origin coach telling you there, Kalen, so pay attention.
I'm not telling him anything. I'm just saying that's what I would do, but I don't want to get Wayne Bennett offside either.
No, you better not do that. Hey, you've been celebrating the 10 years since your 2012 grand final victory over Canterbury. 14 points to 4 was the score in that. There you are with the trophy, everyone having a great time. What do you remember of that night? I'll tell you one thing, Billy, you've got a bit more grey in your hair than you did back then.
I certainly do. Look at my kids. Wow. They've grown up as well. But we haven't been celebrating for 10 years, that's for certain. I can't back up like that. But we had a great lunch on Friday. It was fantastic to see the majority of the boys. There was only 3 that couldn't make it. 2 of them were overseas and one was unfortunately couldn't make it through COVID. So it was just fantastic to see those guys. And it's been a great week. We played the Bulldogs this weekend and obviously the Bulldogs were there in that grand final. But look, given the fact that the 24 months prior to that 2012 premiership and what the club, the supporters, the players, the staff had endured, rightly or wrongly, through the salary cap, to come out and put to bed any question marks that it was earned through anything else but hard work. I think that was the pleasing thing. And for those players, there was guys like Brian Norrie, Jamin Lowe that came from other clubs. It was probably their last opportunity to play in a grand final, and for those guys and the elation on those guys' faces when the siren went, that was certainly one to remember.
Well, as a special treat, Billy, we're going to look back at the 3 tries Melbourne scored in the 2012 grand final. It didn't take you long. Ryan Hoffman, after 7 minutes.
Yeah, and if there was any one game or one premiership that we won off the preparation of the week, it was this one. And all 3 tries were manufactured in the meeting room. The first one was Ryan Hoffman, and we knew Kristen Inu was going to be attracted out the back with my presence, and Ryan Hoffman just ran the outside shoulder of Josh Reynolds. The attraction of myself out the back just drew Kristen Inu, and the space opened up. And then once we got that one over the line, the second one, it worked even better because we just flipped it on its head. And then Ryan Hoffman was the bait, and I came from the inside. So Josh Reynolds had his eyes for Ryan Hoffman, called the play, and we went through with it. It was a perfectly run play from Cooper Cronk. He got up nice and flat. I was on the inside. Ryan Hoffman ran to the outside shoulder of Josh Reynolds, which attracted the space. And just look, Jackson goes into Cooper Cronk, Reynolds goes out to Ryan Hoffman, and the space was there. I just had to trust that everyone was going to do their job, and they had to trust that I was going to be in that position. And the third try, well, the Bulldogs were traditionally on the end of the line out wide. So the edge defence, we had Sam Perrott come up on the end of the line. It was a set play. You see Justin O'Neill nice and wide. Cooper Cronk is only thinking kick, gets the ball, shapes it to his foot. Ben Barber actually reads this play, but the damage was done. The opportunity was there to score the try. Beautifully placed kick by Cooper Cronk, and Justin O'Neill just sails into the air. It was 14-4 at half-time, and that's the way the scoreline ended up. And it was a great defensive display by the guys in the middle, but those three tries in particular, they were planned in the meeting room. It was a preparation grand final, and it was just went to plan.
Yes, and only two players from that grand final lined up this afternoon, Josh Jackson and Jesse Bromwich, but of course Craig Bellamy, the man pulling the strings, is still well and truly in charge of Melbourne. Nice to go down memory lane, Billy. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, Tomo.